I have experienced during the has had lasting effects on my body, causing ongoing health problems and complications. The combination of physical and emotional pain has created a cycle of suffering from which it is so hard to break free. I want to continue on this journey towards recovery and healing. I'm glad that he is locked up, but that's a temporary feeling of relief.
Legal troubles are mounting for Sean Diddy Combs. An alleged victim has filed a new lawsuit against him.
This as Combs remains behind bars in a Brooklyn jail following his arrest. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell joining us live in the studio with the latest developments on this one.
Well, the plaintiff in this lawsuit, Talia Graves, as you just heard, extremely emotional as she delivered prepared remarks explaining how this incident back in 2001 has forever changed her life.
More legal trouble for Sean Diddy Combs, who now faces an 11th lawsuit, which comes 1 week after Combs was indicted in New York. Talia Graves was 25 years old, dating a Bad Boy Records executive back in 2001, when she claims she was summoned to a meeting with Sean Diddy Combs, given a drink that caused her to briefly lose consciousness, then awoke to find herself bound and restrained. Graves says she was raped by Combs and later found out the incident was recorded.
The trauma of the assault has taken a toll on my mental health. I've had PTSD, depression, and anxiety. I'm emotionally scarred. It has been hard for me to trust others, to form healthy relationships, or even feel safe in my own skin.
Also named in the lawsuit, Combs is head of security, who Graves claims was responsible as well when she was slammed onto a table, her cries for help ignored.
I'm quite sure somebody taught him that, and that's more deep in the industry. You guys who got involved with a lot of people who was their mentors.
The controversial star Diddy and the notorious music executive Suge Knight have once again grabbed headlines. Last week on the PPD podcast, Suge made some startling claims about Diddy, suggesting that there's more to the music mogul that meets the eye. So get this, according to Knight, Diddy was groomed by the music executives for who he is today. These claims have brought back old feuds and sparked a ton of speculation about what really goes on in the music industry.
So if you're saying what Diddy did to Usher or what Diddy did to Bieber, that we've seen these videos, not necessarily what he did, but the stories where he's living with them at 13. If he was their mentor, who was Diddy's mentor? We know some of the big names. I'm just curious if you have any names. You don't seem like somebody.
Well, for number one was Clyde Davis. You got to understand one thing. Death Row, when I started Death Row, you got to remember one thing.
The former CEO of Death Row Records hinted at a rocky future for some big names in the music industry. Suge said he thinks Diddy and others might face trouble or catch hell in 2024, suggesting that their bad actions might come out. It sounds like he knows something yet to be exposed, or that there might be some hidden truth or scandals that are just waiting to be found. Suge has revealed that Usher was involved with Diddy back in 2016. He was mentored by Diddy at a young age, and according to his statements, he reportedly witnessed some very questionable behavior while under Diddy's wing. Usher mentioned that the things that he saw were not suitable for someone his age and indicated that there was a lot of, yeah, you know what happening.
The R&B star described witnessing some very curious things during his time with the Diddler, stating that he went there to see how the lifestyle was, to which he found out was pretty wild. During his stay, Usher was exposed to a host of famous artists, including Biggie Smalls, Lil' Kim, Craig Mack, Faith Evans, and Mary J. Blige, who were often around as he recorded up until 4 a.m. Sheesh.
I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
Despite the allure of the music scene, Usher made it clear that he would never send his own children to what he referred to as puffy flavor camp, indicating that the experience was intense and not suitable for individuals. Reflecting on his time at Diddy's flavor camp, Usher mentioned memories of Outkast making their first records and being in the studio with Rico Wade. He described the experience as not just something about music, but also something about the energy and the lessons he learned from hip-hop artists about how to act and how to present themselves. Usher credited Diddy with also teaching him valuable entrepreneurship lessons, emphasizing Diddy's ability to create and execute creative ideas, as well as his understanding of how culture and collaboration worked. He was also privy to the Notorious B.I.G.'s 1994 album, Ready to Die, although he did admit that he didn't fully grasp the significance of the experience at the time. In a 2004 interview with Rolling Stone, Usher spoke about Diddy introducing him to a different lifestyle, particularly regarding the you-know-what industry. He did mention that there were always girls around and that he would witness various activities, per se, going on. It all came crashing down when Diddy's properties in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by federal agents amid the you-know-what trafficking allegations.
Later came to find out it was owned by Sean Diddy Combs, and federal agents were raiding it in this federal sex trafficking investigation. And then we got the news that the very same thing was happening across the country at yet another residence of Diddy.
This footage showing Diddy's sons detained with federal agents surrounding them. Based on what you can see here, does this appear to meet the legal standard for excessive use of force?
No, not at all. In terms of how they were stopped and how they were detained, you have to think that when officers are going in to execute a search warrant, and I've written numerous search warrants as a former prosecutor, and they've been gone out to execute a search warrant as part of the officers.
There were 2 lawsuits that were filed against him, and his lawyer condemned these actions and said, "This is a witch hunt."
Yeah, well, we're now hearing from Diddy's attorney, who's essentially calling all of this a witch hunt. And he thinks that none of this is warranted. It's an extreme show of force that's over the top.
And Colleen, in a statement just released from Combs' attorney, says there was a gross overuse of military-level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residences. The statement goes on to say this is nothing more than a witch hunt and that Mr. Combs is innocent and will fight.
Now, hold on, bear with me, because this is where the video gets really juicy. Now, everybody knows that Diddy swings both ways. However, there were claims that Diddy gave Usher a sexually transmitted disease, which was supposed to be addressed in a book allegedly written by Kim Porter. However, the book disappeared before it could be published, and there is no concrete evidence to support. Now hold on, because this is where it gets even crazier. Suge also said that Diddy's sexual orientation and behavior may have been influenced by his own mentors. He said that Clive Davis is one of them.
You guys who got involved with a lot of people who was their mentors, instead of having a guy to mentor your own father, they was having these guys they mentored.
But hold on, because it gets even crazier for the diddler. Suge also tried to expose the dirt behind the music industry and said it's the mentors who have a role in shaping Diddy's approach and behavior.
Even if Diddy stays untouched, he is not free from controversy. He literally lost millions and millions of dollars, and literally, I don't know if he's gonna come back from this. I mean, think about all of the stuff that has happened, and not to mention good old 50 Cent having a great old time over there on Instagram. Can't blame him. But yeah, in my opinion, I don't think that Diddy's coming back anytime soon.
Okay guys, so here's my thoughts. Usher, first of all, you're not innocent, okay? Because you were diddling around too, okay? This whole idea that, you know, you wouldn't want to bring your kids there, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, I hear you, buddy, I hear you. But for me not to believe that you weren't a part of what was going on in there would be outrageous to me.
What were you doing? Standing outside with your hands in your pocket? What were you doing inside playing tic-tac-toe? Like, come on. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on Usher. I like that he's being somewhat honest though.
Like, I understand he was recording, right? And we're there to make music. I get that, okay? I'm not saying that, you know, he's in there doing all the diddles, but essentially, yeah, I'm not buying all of it. And when it comes to grooming, first of all, look at this guy, okay? This is the guy that Suge said was grooming Diddy. I kind of believe it a little bit, no offense, but yeah, but anyway, for me, I just can't say that, yes, this guy is responsible or that guy is responsible. Like, because you're a grown man, you can take responsibility of your own actions. At the end of the day, we're all grown-ups and we can take responsibility for our own actions. So that's my opinion when it comes to that. I understand, you know, all sides of it, but first of all, nobody's innocent.
But you know what? We need to hear from the people, okay? We need to hear, is Usher guilty, okay? Or is he innocent? Comment down below, guilty or innocent. I want to know, because Or is it just me? So comment down below, is Usher innocent or guilty? I think everybody's guilty. I think everybody is guilty.